In this video, we're going to be using Barrister Mann Oceana and the Yates Precision Manufacturing 921M razor. Stay tuned. Hey there folks, welcome back for another video. I'm your host CDB. Thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you. And as mentioned before, today we're going to be using a new limited release, and this is from Barrister Mann. This is Oceana, and this is an aquatic scent, and for me it's quite nice. Scent strength, I would call it right at medium. It comes to you for $17.99 for 4 ounces, and on our cost chart there, that's a fair price of $4.49 per ounce. The scent on this aquatic, but it's not your typical like Aquadigio type aquatic scent. Let's put the notes for you right there. There's a saltwater, bergamot, sandalwood, jasmine. It comes together nicely though. I think overall it's nice. It's sort of unique as far as aquatics goes to my nose. Show you the ingredients right there. I don't know what base this one is, and honestly, I don't care because all the Barrister Mann soaps for me have always been good quality, so I don't worry so much about the base. I do love that artwork too. It's very, very nice. And I got this from the razor company. Of the day of the recording, this was still in stock, so we look forward to using this today. We're also going to be using the Yates Precision Manufacturing razor, which was gifted to me by Oive a while back, and we haven't used this for a long time. The only thing I don't like about this razor is that long handle. It's like 4 inches, and I don't really care too much for that, but otherwise it feels nice in the hand. We're going to load it up with a feather blade in its second use. I did try some different handles on this, and they don't really work, and so I'm kind of stuck with the long handle. I wish they made a 3-inch handle or a 3.5 max, because I just don't care for super long handles typically. And there's the blade loaded in. The 2 marks there indicate I've used this 2 times, and these razors it does have the model there, 921M, and a serial number, and this one is 58, I believe. And again, we'll assemble the razor. It's got a stonewash finish. This is 316 stainless steel, which of course is a durable material. The blade gap, excuse me, on this is 0.025, and again, that handle is 4 inches long, and this is made in the United States. So it's actually not a bad looking razor. Some people don't like the logo on the head there. It doesn't really matter to me. The only thing I don't like about it is that long handle. If it were about down to there, right there where that last mark is, I think I would prefer it, but it's long, and like I said, I tried some other handles with it, and they won't thread all the way up, so who knows. Anyway, let's get started today, and we have our standard 24 hours growth. We're just going to mist the face. This is just plain water, and I'll remind you, links to the products we're using today will be below. Today we're going to be using the Wolf Whiskers, well, let's turn it where you can see the logo, TSE brush, and that TSE stands for the Traditional Shaving Evangelist. That's me. This is the TSE shape, and we've got a nice lather in our Captain's Choice bowl today. I've never had any problems with Barrister Mann soaps in terms of lathering. I've heard people report problems with like reserve base, trying to lather it, and some folks don't even like Excelsior, but I've never really had any problems. I was in a chat last night discussing it, and a couple of folks said they didn't really care much for the Excelsior base, and I never really had any problem with any of their bases, but people have different preferences, and they like things to lather a particular way. For me, the issue, well, it's not really an issue, but whether I like a Barrister Mann soap or not comes down to scents, because they do take risks, and they have a wide range of scents. And I could get one from Barrister Mann, think it's the greatest scent I've ever smelled, or the worst, because they do things differently. And as you can see there, no problems with the lather. Let's just get this on so we don't spend all day lathering here. Very nice. Smells great. I really like this one. This one is a winner for me. I like it. I like aquatic scents, and this one is for me. But again, don't think you're getting sort of a Aquadigio sort of clone, because it is not that. It is, for my nose, unique. At least in the realm of aquatics. It's nice though. I like it. And so I'm happy I pulled the trigger on this one. I'm not sure why this one is limited, or I think it said limited. I wish it would at least be seasonal, because I would love people to get a shot at it. At least those of you who like aquatics, I think you might enjoy it. And we expect we'll have a great run with it today. So here we go with our Yates Precision Manufacturing Razor. And this one I think is right at medium or somewhere thereabouts in efficiency. Very smooth, very nice. Again, the only thing I don't care for in this razor is that handle. It's just, it's a little long for me. But that is just a preference thing. It really doesn't affect the shave for me in any discernible way. It's just long. So Yates, if you happen to see this video and you ever decide to make a handle that's 3 inches long, I would love one. I would buy one. This one, it's what holds the razor back for me. But some people like super long handles, so that would be a plus. But for me, it just kind of hangs off there and doesn't, since I tend to choke up in the first quarter of the razor, the long handle doesn't really do anything for me. But maybe if you had big hands or something like that, maybe it would help. I'm not sure. My hands are just medium. I wear medium gloves. But I will say I do like the way this razor shaves. Again, it's 316 stainless. It's durable. It's got that sort of stone washed finish, excuse me. And so it probably won't show scratches very easily, unlike, you know, some of the high polish razors that will show a scratch very, very easily. This one is not that. And again, to me, this one, it doesn't feel threatening at all. I think the stated, it's supposed to be around medium in efficiency and so on. And I think I'd go along with that. You feel some blade. And for me, that's a good thing. I like a little bit of blade feel. But the first pass there was very nice. The soap was great. The razor felt nice. And so no bubbles, no troubles on that first pass there. Very, very nice. And let's spray the face and get going with our Barrister Mann Oceana for our second pass. And again, I think this soap, for me, it's definitely a winner, but I'm a fan of aquatic scents. As long as there's not, sometimes people make aquatics and they'll put things in them that just sort of send it over the edge into the realm I don't care for. But this one is, I would call it relatively bright. It's not super bright, but it's bright enough. It's got that, it does have that trademark aquatic vibe to it in scent, but it's not super, super bright. And again, it does distinguish itself from some of the, your more popular aquatic scents like Acqua di Gio, in that it's not it's certainly not a straight duplication of that. Or at least, I think I'm getting different things out of this. But I do like it. It has a little bit of a darkness to it, which I don't find in the Acqua di Gio, the regular Acqua di Gio scent. But not so much that it's off-putting, because, I really don't care that much for dark scents. And that's why sometimes Barrister Mann scents and me do not get along, because they do dark scents. They're probably one of the better companies at doing dark scents, because most people who are into dark scents seem to gravitate to them. And a lot of times I just don't care for those style of scent, so it's not for me. But when I do like a scent from Barrister Mann, I usually really enjoy it. And this is one that I'm enjoying, so it's very nice. And the quality is there. And again, I apologize, I didn't check which base this was in, but you can look that up. For me, again, it's pretty much irrelevant when it comes to Barrister Mann soaps, because even if I went back to the very first soap that I ever purchased from them, which wasn't even in a tub at the time, they're just loose pucks, it was good quality then. And so I wouldn't expect that anything they're doing now isn't a good quality soap. And they have them reasonably priced, which I certainly appreciate as well. The feather is feeling quite good in this razor on pass number 2, and this is use 3 again on the blade. I think the feather is a good fit for this razor. This one feels, to me, it might be right at medium, but it's on the mild side of medium. If it is medium, it's just medium. Like, it's not the far end of medium towards what you would call aggressive in efficiency. But I do like the way it shaves. If I could remedy this handle situation, I would be happy with it. And I actually put this up for giveaway once, and it went unclaimed. And so I figured I still had it laying around. I was like, let's just use it and see how we feel about it the second time around. And I think it's a good shaver. Again, it's made here in the United States for me. Again, if I had that handle situation remedied, I think it would be a keeper for me, honestly. I think it's a nice, smooth shaver. Sort of reminds me of, in the way that it shaves in smoothness, something like the Weber stainless razor, which I really like. And so this one certainly hits the spot for me. And the old TSE, Traditional Shaving Evangelist handle. I was fortunate enough for Peter Wolf years ago made a handle, called it TSE. I had ordered some custom brushes from him at the time. And so he just, kept one of those handle types and called it TSE. A lot of people don't know that. That's the name. It's what I originally called my channel, Traditional Shaving Evangelist. And then later, at some point, and I've told this story before, so forgive me if this isn't new to you, but later I decided, well, maybe I might at some point down the road go into shaving business, And so I rebranded that channel to iLather, because I thought iLather.com, I could use that as a business, Thought it was pretty catchy and cool. And so I rebranded that. At the same time, I had created this channel, which was IAMCDB. And on this channel, I was going to do different things, like just talking about any number of things, including politics, which honestly I didn't enjoy doing, and I'm glad I don't do it anymore. It just made me miserable. But anyway, at some point, the reason why I ended up just putting all the content over here was it was very difficult to keep up with two channels. So I would upload a piece of content that was intended for iLather, and it would be on IAMCDB and vice versa. And it was just a pain to maintain 2 channels. And so I decided just to standardize on IAMCDB, because CDB is my name, Christopher David Bailey. And I wanted to do it as me, Now, in retrospect, that was probably a mistake, because at the time I had, or still do actually, there's around 8,000 some subscribers on my old channel, iLather. And on this one, there's just now, approaching 6. And rebranding, if you rebrand, you'll always lose something. And so my advice is, if you start out a YouTube channel and you're relatively happy with the name, just stick with it. Don't do what I did. And people used to say, oh, he's bored or this or that. And no, there were reasons for the rebrands. It just wasn't, I had a wild hair that day and decided to change the name of things. It was that I thought maybe I'll do this as a business, and was considering it. And then I changed my mind. I was like, no, I don't want to. And so the first so-called rebrand wasn't really, it was just a name change of the channel and so forth. And I began to say, hey, I'm Chris from iLather.com, because I was thinking about getting into the business. And then I changed my mind. I was like, no, I'm not feeling it. And so, like I said, I had this channel also, and then I ended up just standardizing on this one. So realistically, there was only one rebrand, and that was from the Shaving Evangelist to iLather. And this channel was already here, and it was created for a different purpose originally. But I ended up standardizing on it because I am CDB. And at the beginning of the videos, if you remember watching the old videos, I used to say I used to say, I'm CDB and you are not. And people, I found out later that people did not like that because they thought I was being arrogant and off-putting. And they did not understand that I'm CDB or you are not was sort of paying tribute to Chevy Chase of Saturday Night Live. He used to have a bit in the 70s where he'd go, I'm Chevy Chase and you're not. But most people didn't know that. They had no idea. And they thought I was trying to say like, I'm better than you or something like that. Some people really liked it, but a lot of people later said they didn't care for that. And a lot of those folks were from outside the United States or too young to remember that Chevy Chase bit. And so I ended up dropping that because, I certainly don't think I'm better than anyone. And I don't want to be off-putting or uninviting. And people told me that made them feel unwelcome. And so I was like, you have to be open to change. And if something's rubbing people the wrong way, be open to listening to their point of view. And one of my goals is always to evangelize for the hobby, hence the first name, Traditional Shaving Evangelist. And if I'm being off-putting because I'm saying I'm CDB and you're not, and that's keeping people away, then I certainly don't want to do that. All right. That was actually a very nice shave. This is a good shaver. Again, mild, far into the mild to entry level of medium. I really enjoyed it. Okay, let me rinse. We'll come back, get into the post. Stay tuned. All right, and we are back in off cam. We did a warm water rinse. We followed that with the alum, had a little conversation with the alum. The alum had nothing to say. Super nice, smooth, no stinging. We followed that with a cold water rinse, and then we used our magic made by Thayer's Witch Hazel. Of course, when we toweled off, we used our Lancaster towel, which I really love. Best towel in the business as far as I'm concerned. I really enjoyed the shave today. We used the Barrister Mann Oceana. To me, it's a unique aquatic scent. I really enjoyed it. Good quality. It's what you expect from Barrister Mann. Good stuff. I used the Yates Precision Manufacturing razor. Apart from this long handle, I like the razor. I like the way it shaves. It did a great job with the feather blade. I really enjoyed that. We used our Wolf Whiskers, and this is the TSE, Traditional Shaving Evangelist handle. I always love using that. And we're going to finish it off with something today that doesn't smell anything like Oceana because I'm trying to use this up. Just trying to kill a few aftershave bottles to make it a little space. I just have too many. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me today. I really appreciate you. Hope to see you back here again tomorrow because God willing, I'll be here. Thanks so much for joining us. Until next time, I've been your host, CDB, reminding you, it's your shave, do it your way, and as always, God bless.